I am your host, Tectone. I'm going to go over the past 24 hours of streamer slop, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for all notifications for all to be up to date on all the bullshit going on in the streamerverse that nobody else cares about besides us. It's awesome. Why worry about these issues in your day-to-day life when you can just make fun of streamers? It's awesome. Today we're talking about, I believe, Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, Asmongold, and Hasan, as well as myself. But the internet is very not happy with Asmongold right now. Asmongold has been called out quite bad. So let's see what's going on here.
That are beneficial for you?
A little bit of context. Asmongold believes Trump is intelligent. The internet does not like people saying that.
I don't think you're actually that smart. The reason why Redditors and Twitter users are angry about what I said is because they all see themselves as smart.
Yep.
But they're all probably in shitty situations that they don't want to be in.
The reason why people hate is because you're going the places that they want to go. There's a big difference between hating as a content creator and hating as a viewer who are actually getting that upset about it. And the reason why that is, when I hate on somebody, I'm getting paid $1,200 to do it. When somebody else is letting it ruin their day, they're doing that shit for free. And that is a very bad precedent. You should never let a content creator affect you that much when you can't get some type of gain out of it, because then all they're doing is they're soul sucking you. Trump is either dumb or evil, says the most lib person I know. I like going with, he's a billionaire and I'm not, so he's probably doing something right.
Because of that, this attacks their intelligence. That's the reason why it happens.
Tell me why Trump's dumb. Nah, Trump is actually dumb. He's just a sly businessman who keeps smart people around. So wouldn't you say that him doing that is pretty smart? Everybody's saying how easy Trump's life is. Everybody's saying how stupid he is. At the end of the day, he's one of the most successful people of all time. I really feel like he's not that dumb. You may not like the things that he does, and to be honest, he's obviously fairly corrupt. But to say dumb, I feel like he really gets it. He's an entertainer. I feel like he gets it. He knows how to work people, and to be honest, he's used it to his advantage. Yeah, he's honestly a fucking genius, to be honest, but is he a good guy? No, probably not.
So, guy uses censor to some code an alarm clock and thinks he's authority and intelligence. Well, I am. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right, and you know it. You want to cry. You want to bitch. You want to moan. You want to get upset about it. Ooh, what is this? What's wrong? Yeah, ho's mad. This ho's mad. I don't know who this is. What is this person? I have no idea. But
guy who uses the stench of a sun-cooked rotting rat as an alarm clock thinks he's the authority on intelligence. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. It is. But Lilith Levette, I want to make sure that you know this. And a lot of people do the same thing to me. Me, who's bald, and Asmongold, who uses a rotting rat as an alarm clock, have things that you dream of. Your dreams we accomplish every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So before you talk all this shit, just understand, why are you so angry? And the reason why you're so angry is because we have everything that you've ever wanted. Go ahead and double check this. Lilith Levette. Hold up, found it. Ooh, Nux Taku follows them. Look at you, man. Nux Taku follows them. Okay. Let's check something real quick. Lilith Levette. Yeah, I have a feeling I know why you're mad. Hey, I have a feeling I know why you're mad. Keep on making your tweets, man. By the way, I want to make this very clear. This banger tweet they just did with 198,000 likes made less money than Asmongold made in 1 minute on stream. So if you want to say, well, are they really mad? Oh, I assure you, hoes are mad. Absolutely. And not to mention, these people on Twitter bought the fuck out of their likes.
the thing is that the reason why a lot of people get mad about this comment is because this comment means that if you're a loser, the odds are it's because you're stupid. You're stupid or lazy. And that's the truth.
Yep.
I mean, again, there's a handful of people that, you know, you get a bad shake in life that...
Yep. They're fucking mad, man. They're mad. And they want to blame you for why they're not where they want to be in life. Now, NMP talks about how he's become the main guy to hate when appearing on streams. This is very interesting. And the reason why this is because I was the main guy to hate on streams. When I would go on OTK's or on their little shows, I was the guy that everybody shit on. So I'm very curious to hear his perspective about this. Let's talk about it.
Wait, 8 years ago.
Something like that.
And someone has that clip saved?
Yes.
That says a lot more about them than it does about me. It's all
Crazy.
I have to say.
Yeah. So, but again, you know, you shouldn't have said what you said about the kids and the floods, but it was a mistake. That being said, it's
Glad we acknowledge that.
it gets to a point where it is a meta to hate you.
Wow.
And it has reached that point. So you go live, you will get an influx of hate watchers. What about this podcast? I'm on my way. So
What a way to describe it. You know what's funny? You're actually right.
that is how it
Okay,
works.
'cause
It's crazy, but
dude,
yeah.
So I was on Wake Stream a couple days ago, right? Or a couple like last week or something. And he was cleaning out the fridge at the mansion, right? And we intentionally left it dirty so
Yes.
he could have content, right? What a nice thing to do. And then they come over and we're just getting fried, like, you know, these dirty
I saw that
motherfuckers.
post. Yeah, it was
And
on
there's like an
LSF.
LSF post and we're getting fried, guys.
This is cope. This is beyond cope. They did not leave this shit dirty on purpose. That was literally weeks old dishes. This is so cope. Don't lie to your audience this blatantly. It's going to make them distrust you. It's a blatant fucking lie. Your house was a fucking mess. Come on.
We left it dirty on purpose.
Did
So-
you?
Yes, so
No.
we could clean it.
Did you?
Yes. I told
Nick?
I told my maid not to come that day. I showed the text messages.
Was it for Wake's content?
Yeah, so he could stream it. He said,
Yeah, but that still means that your house got that dirty at a point, which it shouldn't, right? Saying that your maid was going to come that day, that's still disgusting that a group of adults left their house in such a disgusting state, especially those who cast judgment at Asmongold when you're no better than them. So, like, come on, man.
don't clean it. And Catchy was going to clean it that day. It's true.
But that doesn't fit the narrative, Nicholas.
I know, but the thing is, but get this. So like, and again, people hate Stats Andy. I'm a Stat Andy for a second.
This is so cool. They're just lazy streamers. Let's just be real. They're lazy as fuck. We don't need to cope about this. Don't lie to your audience. There's no way. I would like to see the forensic evidence of this.
You are a stat.
So I go on a stream and
And then what's also crazy is in the same clip he says the maids are going to clean it, Catchy's going to clean it, right? So like, I mean, come on.
it's pretty much like a double his stream, right? That normally does.
Okay.
And people were like, Nick, shut up! You're so annoying. Leave.
Okay.
Right? I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you wouldn't even be here if I wasn't here.
Well, do you want to know why that is? That's because OTK's audience is so retarded that they don't know how to operate without someone to shit on. They always need a butt of the joke. There always needs to be someone that everyone of the OTK community hates. It was me, then it was Mizkiff, now it's Nick, right? And if Nick ever leaves OTK, it'll probably go to SFan. And you know what's crazy? You know who predicted this was going to happen? Me. And you want me to tell you why I know this shit's so forced? Because guess what Mizkiff said? If you want to know why I was so hated in OTK, I want to remind you of a direct quote from Mizkiff. One of my friends asked Mizkiff why they were so mean to me on stream. And Mizkiff said, and I quote, like a fucking supervillain, well, if you don't know who the bottom of the totem pole is, that's because you're the bottom of the totem pole. Which is so fucking psychotic to come out of a human being's mouth that Miz made it his entire shtick by going on stream and calling me a pedophile multiple fucking times because he didn't want to be the butt of the joke for the OTK community. And so now I'm gone, now Miz is gone, and that same behavior that went unchecked, now it's Nick's to deal with. It's incredibly forced. It is. And I think that shit's lame as fuck. You should have stand up for yourself. Yeah, I would if there wasn't an incredibly unhealthy power dynamic where I owed the guy $300,000 fucking dollars, so I felt like I fucking couldn't, otherwise he would increase the interest like he already did, because we went from a 0% interest loan to a 10% interest loan. Yeah, when I owe a guy a shit ton of money because he says I can have a loan, that I can pay back when I want for no interest, and then he adds interest. I probably didn't want the guy to add in more interest. And yeah, when you owe somebody money, when I could have just borrowed it from my dad or my relatives or a fucking bank for 7%, by the way, I didn't really feel comfortable getting fucked over, especially when I'm a talent and he's an owner. There's a very unhealthy fucking power dynamic that I really couldn't do anything about. Why didn't you pay up when you had money? I also owed the government $1.1 million. So I had a lot of money to pay. Like I had no money, right? All of my money was going straight into debt. Hope that helps. Trust me. If any of you guys are going to try to nitpick my situation whatsoever, just understand that you're wrong. You're wasting your time. I've already addressed all of these things. You can continue to say you should have done this, you should have done that. I did everything precisely the way it should have been done. I just shouldn't have trusted people. Pirate Software drops a message in his Discord with receipts of his awards from his time at Blizzard. Saw some videos claiming I never accomplished anything and was carried by my peers. Here's some awards I was given for my work. Receipts matter and how you use them. Saw some videos claiming I never accomplished anything during my time at Blizzard and was carried by my peers. Here are some of the awards I was given for my work and conduct as detailed by those peers. I have redacted names and signatures to avoid people going after them. Receipts matter, and now you have them. This is great. However, I want to make it very clear, when you are the son of one of the most successful Blizzard employees of all time, you really shouldn't be too oblivious to the fact that people are going to want a brown nose just to be on good terms with you and your father, right? Just playing devil's advocate here. Asmongold calls out streamer who bailed on MrBeast charity stream because of Aiden Ross. Okay, let's get into it.
Well, when I come on, can Aiden just like get off the stream and just go in a different room? I was like, no, not really.
Could he go in a different room? Like, imagine being so obsessed with optics, so obsessed with being seen a certain way. Kai is not Kai. He said was not Kai.
There's no way it's not Kai. Who else could he possibly be talking about? MrBeast said it's not Kai. So are you? Oh, wait, guys. Let me make sure I'm hearing this right. So you're telling me that because MrBeast said it wasn't Kai, you haven't realized that Kai probably messaged him to ask MrBeast to say it's not Kai. MrBeast is so afraid of getting bad PR that anybody who messaged him to say it's not them, they're going to say it. Who else could it fucking be? Ain't that a leap of logic? Oh my God, you guys do not know how streamers work. Ain't that a reach of logic that the literal largest streamer on planet Earth reached out to the literal largest streamer on YouTube and just said, yo, man, I'm getting a lot of heat for this. Can you just say it wasn't me? You really think that's a reach? I mean, we shouldn't be throwing around speculations like they are facts. We shouldn't be throwing around speculations. It's Kai. It's Ludwig. It's Hasan. Why are you getting so touchy around speculations about just Kai? But you're okay with everybody else speculating everybody else.
You're so obsessed and so afraid. Oh my God.
It's on his stream, and they're like, "Oh, I can't do it."
That is
crazy, right, chat?
Wow.
I believe it.
Wow.
These motherfuckers act like I killed
Hey,
somebody.
yo, yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. No, this is some cringe ass shit. And keep this in mind. These people care more about their own personal optics, and they're so afraid of their cancel culture hungry audience that they would rather avoid raising money for a charity than be on a stream with a person that could be seen as problematic.
And you want to know why they do that, Asmongold? And here's some real shit for y'all. You want to know why they do that? Because they have to. That's the only way they survive. Cancel culture does not work towards anybody who's right-leaning or far-right. It doesn't work. In fact, it makes them stronger. Cancel culture does not work towards anybody who's outspoken about their opinions. It only makes them stronger and it only makes them more right. However, leftist content creators, as well as mask-on content creators, as well as creators that disguise and veil who they actually are and don't give their opinions on stream, cancel culture works very well. It does. Because what these people do is they build up an illusion of who they want you to think they are, and then the mask falls off, and now there's no reason to support them. Whereas for content creators who tell you how it is, there will never be a mask off moment because their mask was never on. But for anybody who's had a mask on for their content creation career is going to be horrified of looking bad, because then people will realize how they actually see, how they actually feel, and how they actually think.
That's where they really care about. They don't care about helping people. They don't care about doing.
And that's what happened with Pirate Software. And that's what happened with Dream. And that's what happened with Enviosity. And that's what happened with Atsu. But I don't know if you can name me a outspoken content creator that got canceled and they couldn't recover. Like, guys, even Andrew Tate is stronger than ever, right? And people, quote unquote, cancel him every day. You know what I mean? Donald Trump is now the president of the United States. And people cancel him every day. Even Dr. Disrespect. Bro just doesn't give a fuck. He's still going live every day to tens of thousands of people. Because as long as when you fuck up, you own that shit, right? Or you aren't afraid of what people are saying about you, they can't do anything, right? That's the same thing what happened with Speed. Honestly, Speed getting canceled made him bigger. Let's keep going.
Good. They don't care about actually doing anything positive. They care about being seen as a good person. That's what matters more than anything else. And this proves it. I've been saying it. I've been saying it. And there it is.
Well,
yeah. Asmongold also weighs in on removing the T from the LGB community, which makes sense. LGB is supposed to be about sexuality. 2STQIA plus is about identity, and it makes no fucking sense to include that inside the LGB. And also, I'll be real, trans activists on Twitter are out of fucking control, and they're hurting every movement they're a part of. They're making normal trans people look, well, okay. You gotta understand. There are trans people that mind their own business. There are people just like, I feel like I'm a woman. Now, once again, I would make it very clear. I do think being trans is a mental illness. It's obvious that it is. You're a guy that thinks they're a girl. That's in your brain. That fucking happens, okay? It's the same thing with like, I'm a dude and I want to fuck dudes, right? Like naturally we are human beings where our entire existence is supposed to procreate, which is man have sex with woman, make baby. That's our entire lineage, right? That's entirely like what we are, right? But our brains are wired differently. And when people's brains are wired differently, normally those things are considered mental illnesses unless social media says, well, it's really mean to call those things mental illnesses. It doesn't matter if it's mean. Your brains are wired differently than what a normal human being's is, which is why we call those outliers mental illnesses. That is what happens. But there's a lot of trans people that just mind their own business. Nobody fucking cares. The problem is the people who are going into, you know, the social media threads trying to cancel everybody that doesn't use their proper pronouns, going into stores, breaking property, getting waiters fired because they're not using their proper pronouns, and they're just making everybody look horrible because those are the people that they're making the figureheads. Who, instead of trans being a product of their identity, trans becomes their entirety of their identity. And that's when people start being like, wow, these people are fucking ridiculous. If your sexuality or your nationality becomes your entire personality, you are going to make everybody else look horrible.
In my opinion, the GQ article bookends really well with the NPR piece from the other day. They're both something you can point to normie libs if they have questions about Hasan, the terrorist supporting guy. Exactly. Exactly. Precisely. That is the whole point. A lot of these articles are just like terrorism insurance. Remember that. Okay? This is something you show your parents. This is something you show like fucking insane haters and whatnot.
The only thing you need to show your parents is the fact that Hasan says that he supports the Houthis 10 toes down. They deserve a Nobel Peace Prize as they're bombing airports and killing children. Hasan, the reason why you have to pay these people to make puff pieces is because you are what you hate. A genocidal loving racist piece of shit. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.